Welcome to the show where we break down the biggest stories in football right now. First up, we are catching up with Quansah, who is feeling completely rejuvenated after his high-profile move to Leverkusen. After spending 17 years at Liverpool, the young star is proving his worth in the Bundesliga and finding his love for the game again while pushing for a top-4 finish.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we have a massive result from the two. Bundesliga, where Holstein Kiel kept their survival dreams alive in spectacular fashion. Tim Walter's squad absolutely dominated Kaiserslautern with a commanding 3-0 victory, fueled by a brilliant first-half performance that included a highlight reel goal from Uli Hoeness. Moving to the top flight, history is in the making at Union Berlin as Marie-Louise Eta steps up to lead the men's side as head coach. She is facing a tough test immediately against a desperate Wolfsburg team that is fighting for their lives to climb out of the relegation zone. Finally, Bayern Munich legend Uli Hoeness is making headlines again with some pointed remarks comparing Vincent Kompany to former boss Thomas Tuchel. He is praising Kompany for his ability to improve every player in the squad while openly criticizing Tuchel's past management style. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Ever wonder what it takes to trade the legendary Anfield spotlight for a new life in Germany? For Jarell Quansah, the €35 million move to Bayer Leverkusen wasn't just a transfer. It was a personal rebirth. After 17 years under the intense pressure cooker of Liverpool, stepping away could have been a gamble, but the 23-year-old hasn't just settled, he's thrived. With 38 appearances this season, he's become the backbone of a Leverkusen side chasing that elusive top-4 spot. It's fascinating to watch a player who cut his teeth in the unrelenting Premier League grind find a renewed sense of joy in the Bundesliga. Quansah admits that leaving the only home he's ever known was daunting, but his performance on the pitch speaks volumes about his maturity. He is hungry, he is settled, and most importantly, he's playing with a smile again. He's told the fans that the best is yet to come, and with such a pivotal month of football ahead, he's ready to prove his worth. Do you think a move abroad is the secret weapon for more young English stars? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of football. After all, sometimes you have to leave everything you know to discover exactly who you are meant to be. Ever wondered how a team on the brink of relegation can suddenly transform into an unstoppable force? That is exactly what we witnessed this Friday, as Holstein Kiel pulled off a masterclass against Kaiserslautern, clinching a massive 3-0 victory that has officially blown the race for survival wide open. It was a first-half blitzkrieg that left the visitors shell-shocked and struggling to find their footing. Initially, it looked like business as usual for Kaiserslautern. They came out swinging with Nathan Skyde, the man who tore Kiel apart in their last meeting, pulling the strings and creating chaos in the final third. But football is a game of momentum, and just like that, the tide turned in the 16th minute. Hoffenheim Loni Uli Hoeness stepped up and fired an absolute rocket from outside the box. It was his first ever, too. Bundesliga goal, and honestly, you couldn't have scripted a better way to break the ice. Even when disaster struck and Captain Steven Zibski was forced off with another injury, there was no panic in the Kiel ranks. Instead, they doubled down. Just before the break, Phil Haars capitalized on a defensive blunder from Jacob Rasmussen and a lapse in judgment from keeper Julian Kral to slot one home from a nearly impossible angle. To put the cherry on top, David Zek hammered home a header off a beautiful Hoeness corner. By halftime, it was 3-0, and the writing was on the wall. While Kiel couldn't find the net again in the second half, they didn't really need to. Their defensive wall held firm, with Timo Werner making a critical save to keep the clean sheet intact. With 10 points from their last 4 games, Kiel isn't just fighting for survival. They are playing with the swagger of a team that belongs in this division. Meanwhile, for Kaiserslautern, the dream of promotion is all but gone after a night to forget. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the two, Bundesliga drama, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of football. Is this the turning point that saves Kiel's season, or just a flash in the pan? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. History is about to be written in the Bundesliga, and it is happening at the heart of Union Berlin. With the sacking of Stefan Baumgart following a disastrous run of 7 losses in 11 matches, the club has turned to Marie-Louise Eta to steer the ship. By stepping up from her role with the U19s to lead the men's side for the remainder of the season, she's not just taking on a relegation battle, she is shattering glass ceilings. It is a bold, fascinating move, but can she secure their safety starting with this weekend's clash against Wolfsburg? Union sit 11th, and while the stats aren't pretty, they have a massive psychological edge at the Stadion in Der Alten Försterei. They have never lost a home match to Wolfsburg, winning their last 5 straight encounters there. Even with key players like David Priou and Wu Yongjiang sidelined, the history books are firmly in their corner. But don't blink, because Wolfsburg is desperate. Sitting 17th, they are running out of time and points. Manager Dieter Hecking is facing a nightmare scenario, 6 losses in their last 7 and a 12-game winless streak. Their late goal against Frankfurt last week was too little, too late, and now, with a massive injury list including Jonas Wind, they head to the capital staring down the barrel of relegation. Will Marie-Louise Eta's historic tenure begin with a victory, or will Wolfsburg pull off the upset to keep their survival dreams alive? Let me know your score predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest Bundesliga drama. In a league where the margins are razor-thin, sometimes all it takes is a new perspective to change a team's destiny. Is it possible for one coach to single-handedly change the entire culture of a club? Well, Bayern Munich legend Uli Hoeness certainly thinks so. While Hoeness might be retired from his role as president, he remains a heavy hitter on the board, and he isn't holding back when comparing the current boss, Vincent Kompany, to his predecessor, Thomas Tuchel. Speaking on the podcast, Auf ein Weißblau Tass, Hoeness pulled back the curtain on the frustrations that define the Tuchel era. He recounted how Tuchel famously asked Josip Stanisic if he could speak German, despite the player being born and raised in the country, and bluntly dismissed Ryan Gravenberch, claiming he simply couldn't use him. It paints a picture of a coach who was often at odds with his own locker room. But the tone shifts completely when the conversation turns to Vincent Kompany. Hoeness is practically beaming, claiming that Kompany has an almost Midas-like touch, making every single player on the roster better. He highlighted a key difference in their approaches. Unlike Tuchel, who was famously vocal about needing specific transfers like fullbacks, Kompany hasn't once complained to the press about his squad needs. Now look, we all know Hoeness isn't exactly a stranger to drama. His past hot takes on the 50+1 rule have landed him in hot water before. But here, his critique feels like a calculated endorsement of the new direction at the Allianz Arena. Is Kompany the breath of fresh air Bayern desperately needed to return to their roots? Drop a comment below, and let me know if you think this management style is exactly what the Bavarians have been missing. Sometimes, the best transfer move a club can make isn't a star player, but finding a leader who knows exactly how to get the most out of the team they already have.